Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm reading today for Libra energy. I don't know why I feel like I've got to be so quiet. There's quite a lot going on in my street outside today. There's some building work going on. The weather's nice, so there's lots of people about. So there's going to be a bit of background noise. I'm sorry about that, but anything that happens in the reading is part of the reading, so we're just going to roll with it. So yeah, I started your reading today at 11:11. I picked up my phone. I was like, right, let's start Libra's reading 11:11. So make of that what you will. I've been getting a lot of kind of like flowers for you, particularly kind of like roses or flowers that have that kind of similar, repeating petal thing that roses have. So this could be talking about you blossoming and blooming. Or maybe you're just doing a lot with flowers. Maybe it's because it's springtime. Maybe you've been out in your garden. I don't know. There's another ambulance. As I started the reading, an ambulance went past and you've got Asclepius here. So they could definitely be something to do with health coming up for you. In fact, the song Bad Blood has been around while I've been channeling your reading. And I kind of had it stuck in my head. And then this morning when I was kind of asking for songs for you, a version of Bad Blood came on. So it's originally by Taylor Swift, but this was kind of like a male cover. So yeah, definitely, if you've got anything going on with your blood, if you need to have any blood tests, go and have that checked out. I'm a Libra. I had blood taken yesterday to check my iron levels. So yeah, if you're feeling a bit tired or a bit off, and you want to just think, maybe I'll just have a quick check-in with the nurse, definitely recommend doing that. I'll come back to Bad Blood. I'll kind of circle back around to that. I was also getting this kind of octopus thing or cat's claws. Now, I feel like you had a reading recently that was about like being grabbed kind of thing, like this kind of cat's claws energy, and it's back again for you. Now, it feels like it's your energy. It feels like it's coming from you. It's almost like this wrapping. So if you think about an octopus, right, it's like this wrapping energy, like you're wrapping your energy around someone or something. So again, be careful that you're not being a bit of a smother. If you're a parent and you're kind of loving your kids, make sure you're not kind of overdoing it, I guess. Like Libras can definitely be smothers. So just watch out for that. They keep on showing me somebody that I used to know who was a Libra, and she was the mom of like several men. And yeah, she was a bit of a powerhouse. So I don't know, make of that what you will. That kind of battle axe Libra energy is coming back through again. I had this a while ago. It was like maybe somebody's mum was a Libra, and they were very headstrong and they were very just kind of like, I think it was coming through as like battleship. A while back when I was doing your readings for a while, this energy kept on coming through, this like battle axe battleship energy. It sounds derogatory, but it's not coming through as derogatory. Maybe people call this person a battle axe, but it's kind of it's, as a woman, right, I think that there's something very inspiring about very self-assured, kind of dominant, not aggressive, but kind of like a don't mess with me kind of energy. Like don't mess with me or you'll regret it. That's probably quite similar to kind of what I'm feeling. So again, make of that what you will. Maybe you're cross-watching for like a Libra mother-in-law who's a bit like this or something. But I think there is some admiration there. There is some admiration for a strong female character. Now, Libras, I don't know if you're male or female watching this or how you identify in terms of your gender, but just to remind you that Libra is actually a cardinal sign. And I think you're a masculine sign. So Libra has this interesting mix of being very dominant, being very forceful, but almost like sugarcoating your personality, because Libra is all about pleasantries and people, wanting people to get along and harmony and balance. And so Libra has this very feminine, almost like naive, childlike presentation sometimes, but within is this kind of battle axe. So again, don't take your Libras for granted. They're pretty tough on the inside. You're definitely getting this kind of like sugar and spice energy coming through. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to go to your songs in a second, but I'm just going to go in order through my notes just so I don't miss anything. So the Diamond came out. and you've got a song that played for you this morning called Diamond. It's not called Diamond Heart, it's called The Right Time by Yves, V and Mike James. But the opening line is, "You've got a diamond heart." And so it's funny to be asking for songs for Libra and constantly be getting you all these different diamond references. So Libra, I do say that you are the diamond, you're multifaceted, you can look at things from a lot of different perspectives. So let me just get my slightly dusty crystal from the crystal maze out. So yeah, you can, it's like, this is like how your mind works, right? It's like you can look at the whole, there's clarity, you can see the whole picture, right? And you can turn a situation around and kind of look at it. That's interesting, that turn of phrase, you can turn a situation around. So I want to say there could be a struggle or a bad situation coming up for you, but you have the ability to, it's like turn the tides in your favor. You have the ability to kind of change hearts and minds regarding something, because you have that ability to switch perspective. So if you imagine every single facet is like a lens that you can view that situation through, you have the ability to say, okay, we're all looking at this situation through this lens. What if we turn this and look through this lens? How does that change our perspective and our view of this situation? So I think it's a little bit like, sorry, you've got a lot coming through. I do realize I'm talking quite fast. So you do seem to have this ability to kind of like, it's almost like walking a mile in someone else's shoes. It's like you have the ability, and there's something coming through really strongly about empathy. So with you being a Libra, you are ruled by swords. So the Queen of Swords was kind of showing on the bottom of this deck. I've not shuffled these yet. This is how they came out of the boxes when I was picking your cards, and I was like, there's a message in there, because the Queen of Swords is Libra, right? So you have that kind of clarity of thought, you have that intellect, you have that the analysis that you have, the ability to analyze. Now, I don't know how you feel about how you would rate your own intelligence, but this is, it's not necessarily about intelligence or learned intelligence. This is about the way you think, right? The way you think is naturally intelligent. So I'm hearing the word accredited, so take that, make of that what you will. Okay, so they're bringing me back to the word, it's one of my favorite words from ancient Rome, and it's veritas, and I associate this word with Libra energy. Veritas, it has these, it's one of those words that doesn't translate very easily because it has so many different meanings in the kind of like native use from classical Rome, but it has this feeling like on one hand of being like accredited in terms of like other people believe what you say, other people will vouch for you, you have like gravitas, you know, your words have weight, so there's something that's proven about you or the way you think or the way you speak, but also this feeling of truthfulness, like you speak the truth, you see the truth, you see clearly. So again, the idea of like switching a situation around, if you are, oh, sorry, I'm all over the place. You've got so much coming through, Libra. I was getting this kind of almost like this reference to Hunger Games, and I ended up watching a Hunger Games essay. Somebody had done an essay on empathy in the Hunger Games, and how there's this conscious decision to kind of televise and dramatize this experience that people are having, that has been commissioned and orchestrated, and how brutal and unfair and cruel the whole Hunger Games situation is, but how people allow it or don't do anything about it because of how you know, your empathy can be switched on and off, specifically when you're in survival mode. So it's like, it's easy to have empathy and do the right thing when you're comfortable, but if you're in survival mode, if you're fighting for your life, or you don't know where your next meal's coming from, people can get a bit more brutal. But also the idea of kind of like random acts of kindness and being in a bad situation and still being able to be kind, and how that changes people. It's almost like a domino effect of kindness. You know, if you do something kind, it inspires others, and it, you know, taps into something within them. But also you could be dealing with somebody who is very, it's like somebody who can't feel empathy, or somebody who doesn't have feelings. Now, there are certain conditions that are still being explored where, you know, certain people appear to not have emotions, or to not feel emotions, but there's something coming through with the ability to be cognizant about this. Like, okay, just because somebody doesn't feel empathy, or just because somebody doesn't feel emotion like most people do, it doesn't mean that they don't know right from wrong, because if they are very intelligent and they have cognitive function, they can be like, if I make that bad choice, it's going to affect these people, and I don't want to be a bad person. So I don't know how that all comes in and about, but there is something about provoking empathy and your ability to, it's like your ability to switch empathy on. If somebody has perhaps had some trauma, or perhaps is in a kind of flight or fight survival mode for some reason of something that's going on in the life, you have the ability to, especially if there's people who are trying to make people less empathetic, you do have the ability to, it's like turning on a light inside another person, or flicking a switch. It's like, excuse me, my voice caught. And again, anything that happens in a reading is part of the reading. So somebody's voice could catch because of something that they're seeing you do. So yeah, your ability to flick a switch and turn the empathy back on, where it's been, it feels like, sometimes it almost gets beaten out of people. If you look at Hunger Games, it's a society where people are conditioned out of feeling empathy, but empathy is a human condition, and I do believe that in a lot of cases it can be triggered in others, right? So I don't know, that feels like a really big message. I don't know, maybe you're going to be the right person in the right place at the right time. You're also getting this really interesting thing coming through about almost being like a mob wife. They were showing me, there's this TV show, and I can't remember for the life of me what it's called, but it's about this hitman who gets into the movie industry, and there's this woman who's like a big mob boss in it, and they kept on showing me her. When I say they, I mean like my guides, the kind of images that are kind of put into my head. So I don't think anyone's kind of like a mob wife, but somebody may have that kind of vibe to them. So I don't know. Again, you had the song Bad Blood coming through. So if you think about that and the idea of like the family, right? So there could be something where it's like somebody has a influential or problematic or criminal family, and so like the idea of like having bad blood with somebody like that, there could be problems, because that's what they say, right? Now we've got problems and I don't think we can solve them. They were showing me like there's a book, I'm sorry, I don't know the names of anything. I should really remember to put these things in my notes. There's a book that I read, I think it's Donnie Brasco, and I know it came up in a reading again recently, where Donnie Brasco, I think, is like an undercover cop. I've read the book. I don't know if I've seen the film, but I've definitely read the book. And he's an undercover cop or FBI agent or something like this, and he has to kind of infiltrate the mob. And what happens is he rises through the ranks quite well, because he's clever, right? Because he's not just a street thug. This is what they were showing me anyway. This is the message that was coming through. It's like you are coming through as somebody who is, and they were also showing me like Jodie Foster's character in Scarface and things like that. So it's almost like somebody who makes themselves invaluable to the mob, is the way it's coming through. It's like because they're intelligent, because they think, because they strategize, because they're clever. So it's kind of almost like the mob's lawyer, because the Queen of Swords can be like a lawyer, or an advisor, right? So it's like they were showing me, say for example, if you're feminine, and say you're a young girl, and there's this kind of, I'm saying mob, it doesn't have to be the mob, but like a criminal network, or something going on where it's like the family, and there's this kind of like boys will be boys energy coming through, where perhaps when young guys go out clubbing and stuff, and they're just looking to hook up with a girl, and they're not really necessarily looking to kind of like look after her or take care of her. It's just kind of like they're going out sowing the wild oats or whatever it is, like boys will be boys. I don't like that. The song by Halsey came through where it's called The Tradition, if you want to go and listen to that song. So it's like boys will be boys, they'll go out and sow the wild oats, and like it's like they don't have any responsibility. And there's a line in that song where it says, ask for forgiveness, never permission, and take what you want. Right? It's like take what you want and ask for forgiveness later. So I'm not advising anyone to do that. I think it's kind of like a bit of a gross mindset, especially if you're looking at families who are, because there's this Catholicism thing coming through as well. So if you're looking at kind of, if I was watching The Godfather, for example, you know there's the religious aspect of like, but then doing bad things and then asking for forgiveness. I don't know, it's this whole convoluted tradition, right? This traditional thing that's coming through. But the message that I was getting for you, I'm sorry, I am a little bit all over the place. I am sorry. I do try to be as clear as I can when I'm doing these readings, but it's like getting information from all these different angles and then having to kind of explain what I'm getting. So it was kind of this scenario. It was a very specific scenario. It was like, say there's like this young girl and she's out in the club, and there's all these other young girls in the club and everybody's really hot. But it's like this one who's like, it's not like she's not like the other girls. It's not like that, but there's something about the way she plays the game, or like the connection she makes, or her intuitiveness, or her cleverness. A bit like Donnie Brasco, how he kind of got himself into the right place at the right time, kind of thing, where it's like she's on their level. So the way they showed me this was that song. It's funny, the song "No Diggity, No Doubt." I love that song. But if you look at the music video, there's like this line of girls dancing. I think there's like 4 girls dancing, and they're doing this like sexy dance. But it's like you don't know their names, right? They're just the backup dancers. Where there's a female rapper on that song, and it's like, well, she's the equivalent, right? She's also getting a credit. I hope she is. It's like she's also one of the main singers. She's also a rapper. So it's like she's one of the boys kind of thing, but not that she's one of the boys. It's like she's on their level. So therefore she's not as exploitable, or she's not as touchable. It's like there's something, it's like she's protected by, I don't know if this is making any sense to any of you. I don't know if like any of you have this kind of situation going on, but sometimes it's just kind of, a movie or a TV show that a lot of people are watching. So could also be that. But yeah, there's this thing about, and I looked her up as well, and she had a late September birthday, and I think that means that she is a Libra. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. Did I screenshot it? I may have screenshotted it. Let me see. But yeah, so it's kind of like that thing of like, it's like how to, it's like how to play the game, or which moves to make to get you into a strategic position where you are protected, and where you are yeah, I can't find it, sorry guys, where you're protected, and where you're it's like you're getting the credit that's due to you, but also you're making yourself invaluable, right? Because again, it's like this advisor. It's like the advisor to The Godfather. I don't know if that's a bad example. Maybe that person didn't. I can't remember the films well enough to think what happened to The Godfather's lawyers. But do you see what I'm saying? It's kind of like, and that thing as well that came through. I feel like it could have come through for a Gemini reading at one point, where they were showing me like a girl in a bar, and there was this kind of like predatory energy around her. It's like somebody wanted her, right? But it was kind of like a panther versus a dragon. So it was kind of like a guy that was trying to chat up a girl, and he was thinking he was like the big guy, but what he didn't realize was like, it was like the boss was also sat there interested in this girl, and she was under like the boss's protection. So it was this strange thing of like, it's kind of like, like almost like the food chain. Like there was like a bigger predator who was not gonna let this little guy get close. So this thing between like, the thugs, it's almost like the NPC characters, right? The background characters, the thugs, and then it's like you're coming across as like one of the main characters, Libra, and you've got like the final boss's attention or something like that. I don't want to scare anyone. I don't know why it's coming through like this. But I think you're going to be okay. I think you can hold your own, Libra. And again, this thing about you could have been doing something on your own, right? It's like you're there working away with the Eight of Pentacles. You've got Capricorn energy coming through really strongly. So I don't know if you have Capricorn in your chart. I do. I've got Lilith and South Node Capricorn placements. So problematic, but also comfortable energy for me. Or you're dealing with a Capricorn. Capricorn can also symbolize kind of, you know, like, it's like the house, right? Like the house always wins. You know, like the house rules or some kind of authority or work or boss or something like this. Family. Yeah, the family, the house, very Capricorn energy. So again, I don't know if this is something to do with you and your own energy or if this is external to you, but I guess we'll find out when I kind of pull cards. Like, let me explain to you where I'm getting this from. So not only did you have the octopus, which to me means Capricorn, just through the process of doing readings for a long time, octopus, like how the diamond means Libra to me, even though it's technically the birthstone of a different sign. Diamond indicates Libra and the kind of diamond mind. Octopus indicates Capricorn and Capricorn's ability to kind of like multitask, but also to kind of like pulling resources to the head. And then you've got the songs Lucifer's Girlfriend by Revenge Wife, which again is giving me that kind of like Scarface and Jodie Foster kind of energy. Am I mixing up two movies there? I had that thing where I watched all the mob movies all in one go, like all three Godfathers. I probably watched Donnie Brasco, Scarface. I like went through a phase where I just binge watched all of those movies, so they're all like one big jumble in my head. I can't remember which is from which movie. But yeah, Lucifer, so like the devil card in the tarot is Capricorn energy. And then you've also got, as though it was like confirming it for me when I was thinking about this, the next song that came on was Karma by Taylor Swift, and Karma is Saturn energy, and Saturn rules Capricorn. So whether you want to take this as the planet Saturn doing something in your chart, Capricorn placements, a Capricorn that's external to you, I don't know. But again, you've got this kind of sugar and spice thing going on. It's like you seem so innocent. That's what it says in one of the songs. Diamond, the right time. It says you've got a diamond heart. You seem so innocent, but you're not, right? You kind of. I don't know. You're kind of like light and dark, sugar and spice. But maybe that's what's interesting about you. Like you're multifaceted, right? Also, finally, my kind of final note, oh no, I'll go back to this. So this thing about like your work that you're doing, this could be where that Cappy or Saturn energy is coming in, because Saturn rules work and also kind of like persistence and like hard work and that paying off. So I feel like maybe you've been doing something on your own in terms of like your work. Could also be a skill or a hobby that you're doing, but the Eight of Pentacles talks about improving it over time and trying to kind of perfect it. But she's very much on her own with this, right? She's very invested in what she's doing. So I don't know if you're trying to kind of like, this could be like waiting for a return on your investments. Oh, look at that King of Swords under there. So you've been doing something. It could be trying to improve your finances, could be trying to, you know, improve your home. Definitely could be something to do with like skills or the work you do, but you're trying to improve this, but there is this feeling of like doing it on your own, but also being very invested in it. It's almost like sometimes Capricorn has this energy of like, why would I get someone else to do it when they're not going to do it as good as me? Like I'm the best person for this job. Why would I delegate this to someone when they're just going to mess it up, or you know, it's not going to be to as high a standard as when I do it? Virgos are also like this. I actually think of the Eight of Pentacles as being a Taurus card, but I don't know, it's coming through more well, strong Cappy today. So yeah, working on something, and then it's like someone's, it's like the way I'm seeing it is like someone's coming along to help you, right? But it's like off screen. So I don't know if this is going to be like someone who's like maybe like a silent partner. It's like they're not trying to draw attention away from you, right? They're not trying to, it's like they're not stepping into the spotlight. You know, they're very much like behind the scenes or off camera. It's like you're the star here, right? This is your work. This is your project. So this person could be like an investor or like a silent partner, or oh, hang on, guys. I think that's a package arriving. Just the postman. So not the package I'm waiting for. So yeah, like just careful about getting like trapped in contracts. There's something sneaky there. Just be careful, because that does feel like someone who's there is like behind the scenes, right? It's like behind the trap. Okay, we need to get into this reading. But again, you've also got abundance that fell out. Oh, what's that? My cat sleeps on here, guys, so there's all sorts of like bits of cat litter and cat hair and stuff. Yeah, he's my cat, so he gets to do whatever he wants to do. Abundance, Hunter's Moon abundance. There definitely seems to be some intention for you about improving your quality of life or your financial situation. Abundance seems to be something that you're kind of figuring out. Again, Asclepius, and especially with that King of Swords showing, if you need to see a doctor about anything, go and see a doctor. You've also got the signal, which again, I'm very curious about what the signal could mean. Okay. I think I need to just pause quickly and get some water, because your reading is a lot. Your reading is a lot, Libra, and I don't know. Let me just shuffle these cards. Three of Wands waiting. It's like it's just still waiting. There you go. Just so you can see that I've shuffled them on camera. I'm going to use this deck for you and this deck for, there you go, Hierophant again with that earth sign energy around you. That's Taurus though. But again, that idea of like the family, juggling, balancing, kind of also indicate like institutions, kind of like, you know, civic things. So like council, law, church, all those kinds of things. Okay, I'm going to pause. I'm going to drink some water and then we'll pull cards on camera. I don't know if you just heard the bottle that I just drank from click in the background there as I was starting the reading. It made me jump. Okay, I want to know. So your guardian angels want to come in at the end of this reading for some reason. I've got them, their cards there at the end, but I want to know, like, who's got their eye on you? Like, what is this energy that I'm picking up on? Shark and cheetah. It's coming through as somebody who, like, it's not the meaning of the card, but with shark, especially in the reverse, something about like cheating, right? Like cheating the system. This is someone who knows how to cheat the system. Fish, there's definitely something about abundance. Interesting. Let me just I don't know which way to take these. Cheetah and shark. So it's like fire and water. So there's something combustible. This could be somebody with a bit of a temper. I want to put it that way, mainly because there's something about, oh, is this my package? Real mail has just showed up. I think this might be it. Sorry about all the interruptions. Back in a sec. Okay, hopefully we can get on with the reading. So I want to say there's something, it's not necessarily that I'm meant to be reading this in the reverse, but there's something about this energy going in a direction, right? Because the cheetah is like very fast movement towards what it wants. And the shark as well has this focus and then this intention. So if you read these are from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle. My phone's going now. And they both have this meaning about like, almost like eyes on the prize, bullseye, fast movement towards what you want, right? The shark talks about focused effort. So this could be a message for you where, you know, your guides are saying, have a clear-sighted and like highly focused amount of effort towards what you want, towards your goal. It's almost like keep your eye on the prize. But for some of you, this is someone external to you where you're the prize and it's like they're coming in really, really fast. They do have that kind of, the shark energy isn't necessarily bad in this deck itself, but just because we've been talking about kind of like mob type things, you know, you think about like loan sharks. I want to get a song on this. Like, what is this energy? Because I'm not looking to scare anyone and I don't want to kind of misread anything. Hold on, guys. Let me just dial in. Okay, that's not comforting. The I'm going to be honest, the song that came through is You're Dead by Norma Tanega, which is the opening credits of What We Do in the Shadows, the TV series, which I absolutely love that TV show so much. I kind of quote it all the time. I like, you know, my name is Sally Rhubarb. I am a girl from a large farm. My blackberry pie. So I know the quotes. Like, I think, you know, it's such a great TV show, and I love that song. That's why it's on my Spotify. It's like, you're dead, and you're out of this world. So but it says, doesn't it, in that song, it says, there's a line that says, your hope and compassion are gone. So again, that thing coming through about somebody turning off their empathy, right? Your hope and compassion is gone. You sold out your dreams to the world. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead. So okay, I need to get into this reading a bit more. What is going on? Who have you upset, Libra? Libras are the peacemakers. Libras don't upset people, do they? I say that, but I can just listen. We wield that sword for a reason, guys. Okay, what is going on? Spirit, help me out here. What is going on? What is the message here? Wisdom. Acquiring wisdom, or trying to reach some kind of wisdom. Anything else, please? Help me understand. Is there anything else? Wisdom. 22. Getting those repeating numbers. You've got 11, 11, and here's 22. Surrender. Wisdom and surrender. Like I was saying, it's like you are very wise. Making me think of D&D and like Baldur's Gate, where wisdom and intelligence are two different things. Intelligence is like, I would say you're intelligent. Like you have that natural ability to read a situation, to analyze, to receive and interpret information. You have like the mind of a PC, basically. But police constable, I don't know, maybe one of you is a police officer undercover with the mob. I don't know. I hope I'm not like blowing your cover. I don't think my guides would do that, right? My guides are very much like right place, right time. I mean, you have the song the right time. So the right place, the right time. It's like everything happens for a reason, right? Wisdom is more like ancestral knowledge, right? History, understanding, like why things happen. So I want to say you have both, Libra. I feel like you had a reading once where it was about, you know, that song Shirley Bassey, where it's like a little bit of history repeating. It's like you can look at the world and see the patterns, right? You can see how things play out and why they play out, and you know, the historical context of what's going on in the world, and how some things never change. Humans are normally, the world is at war somewhere in the world. There's normally a war going on, right? Humans fall out with each other. We're tribal by nature. You know, we get our group together, and then we fall out with another group, and we have a little bit of a scuffle with that group until another group annoys both of us, and then we join forces with that group, and then, do you know what I mean? It's like the tides change, right? And I think a lot of the time when there is a battle going on, or you know, there is something going on where people are hurting each other, again, it's that thing about, if you look at propaganda, how do they vilify the other, or how do they objectify the other, so that, you know, people can turn off their empathy and do bad things. So again, if you have any knowledge of history, if you pay attention to what has happened in the past, again, I've got a humanities degree, so sometimes it's worse. Sometimes it's like the more you know, the worse it is. Because it's like, why don't people learn, right? Sometimes you think people are stupid. It's like, why are you doing this? It's so stupid. It's like, can you not see yourselves? You know, when people like rile up a mob, You know, like when people do propaganda and like you see how, you know, for example, an example that I really like to talk about when I bring this subject up is the refugee crisis, right? And of course, yes, if there's, you know, of course there's a crisis, but there's something about the way, like in the UK, like the British news, the British newspapers covered the refugee crisis, at least certain newspapers. You know, there was this attempt to, and the language used was very, you know, comparing refugees, right, who have families, children who have fled a war zone, and they're terrified and they just want to be safe. You know, these human beings with human feelings who are behaving in a very human and natural way that we should have compassion for and empathy for. You know, the newspapers were calling them, you know, comparing them to cockroaches and things like this. And, you know, and then fear mongering and being like, oh, if we let them in, you know, it'll be bad for the NHS. It'll be, you know, put pressure on local services. And, you know, where are we going to get all the food? Where are we going to get all the housing? Which, of course, are normal concerns that you would expect, you know, the people facilitating the arrival of a big group of people to be like, oh, let's solve those problems. But the attitude and the way, the language and the attitude and the way these issues were presented by the certain arms of the British press were very derogatory and designed to numb people and allow for cruelty to happen. You know, because it's like, we'll make people not care. And so obviously you had, you know, a lot of people who are able to read between the lines and, you know, continue to exercise the empathy. But, you know, there are definitely some people who, through their own fear, through the drip feeding of negative propaganda, would be quite callous to the plight of people who were suffering. So yeah, I don't know why that would come up in that way, but I can definitely see it's on topic, right? What's going on for Libra, please? The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Again, you've got the song It's the Right Time. You had the number 1111. The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits. Soul tribe. Right person, right place, right time. And there's look at how they're all looking at the sky as well, right? Look at how they're all reaching for something greater, something better. I don't think your hope is gone, Libra. Transformation. There's that card again. I feel like maybe Cancer had that, did they? Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. I was reading this morning about kind of gene technology. I've forgotten the word for it now. You know, how they make GMO crops, and you know how you know, they could, I'm going to pull up the article. Give me a second because it's probably important. CRISPR. So it's spelled like crisps. Like if you're in the UK, like Walker's Crisps, it's spelled like crisp with a R on the end. You can Google it. CRISPR is a family of DNA sequences found in the genomes of prokaryotic organisms. Listen, my degree's not in biology, guys. I was good at it in school, but this is a little bit beyond my GCSE stuff. These sequences are derived from DNA. Basically, it says that there's all these different uses. They are used to detect and destroy DNA from similar bacteriophages during subsequent infections. But basically, what CRISPR is, it's something to do with it's like an enzyme that they can like turn on and off, and it's basically your genetic ability to fight disease can be turned on and off via this process. So there's a lot of debate about whether this is ethical or not. There's a lot of stuff to do with like bioengineering. It says CRISPR-Cas9 that can be used to edit genes within the organisms. It says, if I say applications, I mean, it's one of those things that you start to read about it and you get terrified. You get terrified by what can happen, especially in the hands of, you know, elite people who I was, again, going back to that Hunger Games essay, which if I can find it, I'll post it in the community tab. It was really good. And she talks about there's evidence that people have like researched, and there's evidence that the more elite you are, basically, the less empathetic you are. So, you know, it's almost like it's harder to understand the plight and the struggle of people if you haven't had plight and struggle yourself. Um, so yeah, it's like in the hands of these people who are like so they're just from like a different world, right? Like they don't understand what it's like to be an average human on the planet. And then, you know, for these people who perhaps have lacking empathy, to have access to technology like this is terrifying. We should be scared. Look at what they're doing. Look at what people are doing in the world when they have too much power. And when, you know, they're like, well, I can get away with doing it, so I'm going to do it. And it's like, wow, that was really cruel. Maybe that isn't something that you should be doing. um, I don't know, without kind of pointing fingers at any specific person, or I'm sure, you know, even me talking vaguely, I'm sure you'll have your own ideas about, you know, your own references for what I'm talking about. But yeah, CRISPR technology has been applied in the food and farming industries to engineer probiotic cultures, to immunize industrial cultures from yogurt against infections. It can also be used in crops to enhance yield, drought tolerance, and nutritional value. So it has some really, really positive uses, but obviously, you know, it can also, sickle cell disease. There could be something about sickle cell anemia. I had that in my notes. Yeah, so yeah, basically, I mean, the potential of it for good or bad is there's a lot of scope there, and it is something that we should be uh discussing, and it should be something that's well known, and it should be something that's in the news, and it should be something that's more you know, in the forefront of people's minds, because it's a very, very scary technology. And if people don't know about it, and if they're using it, you know, what are the legalities around that? Do we need legalities around that? So I believe that there was a guy who was talking about you know, GMO foods and packaging and labeling, and it's like we should be labeling this, like you know, if this is being done already, and it probably is, you know, people, the consumer should have the right to know if their food has been genetically tampered with or not. And you can also look at Bill Gates apparently is buying up, again, I don't have evidence for this, I'm not his legal secretary, I've not done the paperwork, but the rumor and the conspiracy theory, whether it is a conspiracy or not, is that, you know, you've got people like Bill Gates who are buying up, you know, big swathes of land. And you know, is there an attempt there to control crops? Is there an attempt to have a monopoly on the food market? Does he have good intentions or bad intentions? I don't know. I'm just telling you what I've heard people discussing topically. But these are all really, really scary things to think about. So transformation on a cellular level, yeah, probably we all got vaccinated, right? With these prototype vaccines, we all you know, we're eating potentially genetically modified food. And I'm not here to say you should be scared, and I'm not here to say this is a big conspiracy theory. I'm saying these are things that are happening in the world, and there's, you know, we should be asking questions, and we should be getting answers. And are people not asking questions and getting answers because A, people don't know about it, two, because the people who are talking about it and who do know about it are very easily labeled as nut jobs or conspiracy theorists, which also, if we want to talk about that, the historically speaking, and you can look at kind of America, kind of mid-century America, you know, to call people conspiracy theorists, or to call people, you know, certain names, was to instantly ridicule them. It was a way of undermining people. And then all you need to do is kind of, this happened with Black Lives Matter, in my opinion, where you had a very important movement, and then you had people infiltrating it and you know, doing demonstrations with big signs and protest placards saying Black Lives Matter, and they were causing problems, right? They were causing problems with, you know, blocking motorways and things. And then the actual people who started Black Lives Matter were coming out and saying that wasn't us, that wasn't part of our organization, we didn't plan that, we don't know who those people are. So was there an attempt to discredit or change, to create a negative opinion about a certain organization because it was in the interests of certain people to do that? Again, I don't know, but I know enough about history to know that I should ask that question. So Libras, you're a problematic reading. Okay, we're going emotions, thoughts, action space, past, present, future, and then this is your energy, and then we're going to clarify with energy external to you. Emotionally, karma is my boyfriend, karma is a god, karma is a and the wheel of the year. Things are changing, and you're gonna reap what you've sown. The karma card, I think, is the judgment card in this deck. So yeah, emotionally, in the past, you were like, listen, I have faith. I know that people reap what they sow. I know that when that wheel turns and the favor shifts, you want to be in good standing with the higher powers. And they're in the upright, so this shows me, Libra, that at least emotionally in the past you were feeling like you generated good karma for yourself. You'd done the right thing at the right time, and there's this sense of like waiting for Saturn to reward you for whatever hard work that you've been putting in, like karmically. Libra, karma is a god, karma is my boyfriend. Okay, past thoughts for Libra. It's like this knowledge. It's like, hey, I mean, I don't know if you believe in God. 2 of Wands there. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Or, you know, whether you just believe in energetically, you know, you get back what you put out. There is this feeling of, yeah, you reap what you sow. And, you know, my slate is clean. I feel like you had that a while back. There was a reading a while back for you that was like, Libra, your slate's clean. Like, you don't have a karmic debt. You're fine. So, a little bit smug. Thoughts. I'm gonna get what I wished for. I'm good. I've got what I need emotionally. Yeah, Libra, you're really good in the past. Yeah, you can fill up your own cup. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment, abundance. You've got more than enough. It's not pentacles, so I'm not saying that you had lots of money or anything, but that there was emotional fulfillment, and you knew this. You had cognitive awareness of your own ability to fulfill your own wishes and to find emotional. I'm hearing emotional release, emotional stability. So the 9 of Cups is you can have a nice time with people, you can have your friends and family around you, but you don't need them to pick you up when you fall down. You know, if you're having a bad day, you can pick yourself up, you can dust yourself off, and you can keep going. And that's not saying that you don't appreciate a hug or, you know, somebody who can listen, but you're not the sort of person to emotionally trauma dump on anyone else. You know, and you're not the sort of person to kind of, you know, take your emotional baggage and, you know, put it on someone else's shoulders. You're very good at kind of like self-regulating. And you knew this was in your thoughts, you know this. I mean, you are the sign of balance, right? So you're like, yeah, I'm good. You've got this feeling of like, you know, it's like watching people do bad things and being like, oh, my slate is clean, my karma's good, and I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna let it cook. I'm just gonna give it time, and eventually that wheel is gonna turn, and I'm just gonna be still here, like pouring my drink, watching it go down, right? I always say this about like seesaws. Like, you don't really have to worry too much, because it's kind of like what goes up what must come down. So if somebody's doing something and they're putting too much weight on that seesaw, eventually like the seesaw is gonna spring back in the other direction. Like, there's only so far that something can go, you know, and you are the scale. So think about it that way, you know. the scales rebalance, you know. So yeah, it's just like karma will deal with that. My guides will deal with that. I don't have to do anything. I just have to keep being a good person, keep my slate clean, and I'm gonna let karma do the work because karma is my boyfriend. So past action space. Oh, ow, betrayal. Yeah, okay, Libra, you're dealing with some bullshit. You are dealing with some you were dealing with some absolute bullshit. So there was some kind of betrayal in the past. You could have betrayed someone else, but I would say probably not, because you're coming through as having good karma. So whether it's a case of you did what you had to do, you know, and or whether this is, yeah, you got stabbed in the back. You were dealing with being stabbed in the back, and you were like, well, that person's going to get theirs, right? And I don't have to be the one to do it. So you're not Scorpio, right? Scorpio would be like unsheathing their sword, like looking for blood, looking for vengeance. Libras tend to, and Capricorns, actually, Capricorns are really good at this. So we can take a leaf out of their book. This idea of like pull up the drawbridge, right? Pull your army back. Oh, I guess you don't want my help anymore then. We'll see how you do on your own. And so it's this feeling of, okay, well, you're going to stab me in the back. We're done. Now we've got bad blood. I don't think we can solve it. Good luck. Good luck out there dealing with your bad karma on your own, because I'm not clearing it for you. So you seem pretty good, Libra. I don't know. What's going on for you now emotionally? Oh. I mean, trying to show itself is the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So that's new emotions. That's new friendships, right? That's like, out with the old, in with the new. I'm going to go out and meet some new people who are, you know, who are not going to stab me in the back. Or, you know, maybe they will, but you know, we'll figure that out. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. No, oh, right. You're making steady progress. Again, you had the Eight of Pentacles. So this is like one step in front of the other. I do have a plan. I'm going to make slow and steady progress. I'm going to do it right. I'm not going to cut corners. I am not going to, I'm not cheating the system. Like the Knight of Pentacles tends to be quite honorable. Yeah, this is, I'm going to dot my I's, cross my T's, read the fine print, move forwards, make steady progress. Yeah. We're all good here. Slow and steady wins the race. I love the Knight of Pentacles, Virgo energy. Wish I had more Virgo in my chart, because I don't. So what happens is all the Virgos have to come and pick me up and help me out with the consistency. Appreciate your local Virgos, right? They're allowed to grumble, the good people. I was joking. I went to watch Fall Guy with a Virgo yesterday. They came out and they were like, that's what Virgo dreams are like. I was like laughing, because I always say Virgos, and every Virgo I've ever known has action movie dreams when they're the hero. And I was like, yeah, I can see it, because it's like, you know, you've got to save the day, you're this action hero, like in the movie Fall Guy, without doing any spoilers, but also this sense of like working as a team and like looking after your crew and, you know, kind of like, I don't know. It was. I was like, yes, absolutely, 100%. I see it. So what's going on with your thoughts, Libra? So maybe it's like, I'm going to do it like the Virgos do it. Or maybe you've got a Virgo in your heart. There's that Ace of Cups again. It really wants to come out. You're thinking about it. I don't know if you're thinking about expressing your love for someone. I don't know if you're thinking about opening up to someone. You seem to be analysing your feelings in a situation, and these are new feelings. It's very positive. The Ace of Cups is always divinely guided, right? Normally in the Ace of Cups, the hand of God is bringing you these new feelings, these new emotions, this new opportunity to feel something new. So maybe you're thinking about taking it slowly, or you feel like you need to take it slow, especially if you've been betrayed in the past. It's kind of like if someone broke your heart in the past and you're getting into a new relationship, you want to take it slowly, but you're thinking about it, right? You're thinking, oh, this could be really, really fulfilling for me. The Ace of Cups overflows with emotions. They've got more emotions than than anyone needs, right? And there's this idea as well of like, fill up your own cup first. When we appreciate ourselves, when we love ourselves, when we value ourselves, you know, our own cup overfills. We're not draining anyone else's cup, and we've got a little bit extra to give to the people who need it around us. So I want to say this is really good, Libra. What's going on in your action space? It feels like shit's going down externally, but internally you're like, I'm fine. No, the Sun card, yeah, no, something really good is coming your way. Freedom, happiness. This is the highest vibrational card you could get in the entire deck. Maybe the only other one would be like the Star card, but the Sun card is yeah, really, really good. Confidence, freedom. Maybe you're just enjoying the sunshine. Um, yeah, that's a very, very happy card. You've got something really good happening for you in your environment. It's making you feel really good. It's making you feel really confident. If it's not quite here, it must be on your doorstep. Yeah, that's good. Unless you're like me and you're just as white as a ghost, and every time you go out of the house, like, my hair is so frizzy, it's so humid, it's just like, it's like the witch from Bugs Bunny at the moment. And then, or like Monica Geller, you know, where she like goes on vacation, she gets the big frizzy hair. Or like I don't know, and like I walk my kids to school like in the morning, and I come home and I'm sweating. I'm like wiping my top lip. I'm like, why is it so muggy and hot? I don't like it. Let's go back to winter. Like, why can't we just have warm? Why isn't warm a British temperature? Why can't we have like warm and breezy? Why does it have to be like, you know, the heat of the sun, like the fireball that's trying to kill us, or freezing cold, or torrential rain? Why does it always have to be so extreme? What's going on emotionally in Libra's future? What's going on emotionally in Libra's future? Oh, we're hiding. You've been a bit secretive, Libra. Justice. Oh yeah, there you go. Karma is my boyfriend. Yeah, people are getting what they deserve. People are getting what's fair. People are getting what's right. People are getting what's fair, what's lawful. The Justice card, again, that feeling of like high honor and veritas, right? And credibility and truthfulness and, yeah, law, order, justice, fairness. You've got a lot of major arcana. You've got karma, wheel of the year. So the karma card is judgment, a new chance, new opportunities. The wheel is moving, the things are changing. The Sun card, things are going to get really good for you. Justice card, people get what they deserve. This is right, this is just, this is fair. I feel exceptions with this because I know it's right and just and fair. Something big is going down for you, Libra. That's a lot of major arcana, and it's a lot of powerful major arcana. In your thoughts, yeah, you've got a decision to make. It's kind of, the Two of Wands can be a bit of a, should I stay or should I go? Do I stay here? Do I go and explore something new? I do feel like you're ready for something new. Especially if you've exhausted all the opportunities in a certain place. You know, you want to, it's really important to stop our brains basically like calcifying and turning to mush, to always be doing new things and learning new things and going to new places. And even if this is just, you know, I'm going to walk home a different route. Obviously, if it's safe for you to do so, you know, I'm going to drive a different route to work. I'm going to paint my nails a different color. Anything you can do to switch things up. And I want to say, any little things that you do, Libra, even if it's just kind of like, I'm going to cook the chicken a bit different tonight, you know, it's like, do things differently, you know, get out of your routine, get out of your system, change things up a little bit, change your hair, change your wardrobe, buy new shoes. Well, even if it's little things, right? Even if it's just, I'm going to use a different spice on the chicken tonight. These all show intention. These all signify for the universe that you're ready for bigger things to come through. You're ready for bigger changes. And this process of things being different, it keeps our brain awake. It engages our brain, and your brain is a muscle, right? It has to flex. So if you're atrophying, if you're in a very humdrum situation, your brain can get really, really mushy and grey, right? And so making changes and doing things different thing and spicing things up is going to help you to keep your brain alive and elastic and fresh. So yeah, highly recommend. Do something different, or do the same thing but do it differently, right? Okay, yeah, maybe in the bedroom, I don't know. That was funny. Okay, future action space. What's going on physically for Libra? Oh, see, why are you working alone when you should be working as part of a team? Because the Three of Pentacles talks about collaboration. You know, people putting their heads together, people putting the resources together, making things happen as a group, right? Because people bring different things to the table. And yeah, this card's interesting because he's still on his own, right? Which we started off with in a way. But there could be opportunity for collaboration. And maybe that's it. Maybe Spirit is saying, I feel like Santaro's Libra reading had a similar message. If you want to go and watch Santaro, I'm sure she said something about the universe is trying to get you to work with a group or something, because it's different. So maybe go and check that out. I don't want to pull too much of her reading into my reading, but it made me think of it. So yeah. Okay. The World card there again. Like, you've got the wheel, the wheel, the world, karma, right? So you've got judgment, the wheel, the world, Ace of Cups, the Sun card, Justice card. There's like, you are going into a whole new cycle, and it's going to be a really good one. I feel like you've learned whatever lessons, yeah, with wisdom and the world. It's like you've learned everything you can in this situation. You've exhausted the knowledge of a certain situation. So, and I want to say, it's like you're leveling up, right? It's like you're going into a new level of your life, and it's going to be really positive and good because the Sun card's here. Okay, what was going on in the past emotionally? Secrets. Somebody around you. This isn't you, this is the energy around you. This energy of a fresh new start coming in. Brand new start, brand new opportunities. It has the feeling of you, because you emotionally are in this kind of closing out cycle. It's like you're on the cusp of the new, right? You're in the middle of the seesaw right now, and it's like this person's already in the new, right? This person or this situation outside of you is already a few steps ahead of you. So it's almost like you can see it, right? You can see in, or you can feel, because it's your emotions, you can feel already that some people are already in this new energy, Aries energy. And another major arcana, there's something really big coming in for you, Libra. And I want to say you felt it coming. I think Gemini had something similar, because I remember talking about it. I remember talking about the feeling in their reading of this big shift coming in. It's like you were so ready for this big shift. Well, they were. Okay, 9 of Cups. So you're good, you're okay, you're on your own. Happy. I can fill up my own cup. I am another major arcana. Holy major arcana, Libra. Strength card. So you've got people around you who are making you feel confident. You've got people around you who can support you. Or this is you kind of like tending to the paw of the mighty lion, right? You've got, it's like you know how people say, like I was saying here, it's like you've got to help yourself before you can help anyone else. It's like you're an expert at helping yourself. You can do that blindfolded. Like, you're really good. So you've got that ability to extend that to others. Sorry, dog barking. Maybe that's a sign for somebody. Your confidence, so you can build up the confidence of others. At least you were thinking about this, right? You were thinking, how can I teach people what I've learned? How can I show people how to heal themselves? Maybe you are a doctor, right? With Asclepius. Maybe some of you are at medical school or something. Why is the 10 of Swords here? Whoa. Oh my God. Again with the major arcana. This is crazy. The moon and the star. So this is external to you in your reality in the past. Externally, there's something going on with secrets. I mean, this is like secrets and fear. And then the star is like hopes, healing. But there's something like it's because the moon card can talk about things not being what they seem. So externally in your environment in the past, there was some kind of, it's like all the lights were on this star, right? There was something that was attracting your attention and it looked really good. It was like it was some kind of dream or ambition or hope or, but it was a projection. So either you were projecting something onto something or someone, you were projecting your hopes onto something, and or somebody misled you. I'm going to say somebody misled you because you feel stabbed in the back. Like you felt slain is the way it's coming through. But there's that thing, isn't it? Look over here while we do something over here. If everybody's focused over here on this fake star, then they're not watching what is happening over here. Normally, the kind of crustacean, the lobster or crab or whatever it is on this card, normally they're behind the cat and the dog. Normally the cat and the dog or the two dogs or whatever animals are on this card, normally they're looking at the moon. And it's like their attention's over here. So, and again, the moon can symbolize fear. So it's like they're looking at one thing and they're scared of one thing when the real threat is right behind them, but they're not noticing it because this distraction's happening over here. But here, even the distraction has come forward and is in front. So there's something about, okay, this is a big reading with big messages. It's something like, I'm just trying to like grapple my head around it. It's like someone had an intention to mislead you or to draw your attention or attract your attention over to some kind of false opportunity or false recognition. It's like someone dangled a carrot in front of you, but it wasn't really a carrot. It was like a styrofoam carrot. There's something fake about it. And they were doing this so that, excuse me, okay, it's like one belled by a 020 number. So it's like they drew your attention over here so that someone could do something sneaky behind you. But it's like unintentionally, I feel they also drew the attention of the thing that was supposed to sneak up on you. So this is where karma comes in, right? It's like this person was doing something that was karmically wrong by deceiving you. And it's like it backfired on them and you didn't have to do anything. You just kind of sat and watched it happen. It's like somebody self-sabotaged because their plan attracted the thing that was supposed to sneak up on you instead of you. So you're sat over here going, karma is my boyfriend, karma is a god. Yeah, you just let the universe deal with it, and the universe dealt with it. You know, you were like, nothing that's for me will ever be taken from me. You know, nothing that's for me will ever pass me by. The universe protects me from false promises, false opportunities. You know, if a door closes on me, then spirit has closed that door and I was never supposed to go through it in the first place. So it's kind of like, yeah, you really trust in spirit. You've got, it's like this is you and spirit. You and spirit are like, I'm besties. Yeah, like I said, it's like a higher power's got your back. You know, I said like it's like being in a bar and someone having an interest in you, but they've got like something seedy about them. But it's like unbeknownst to them, there's this bigger energy that's kind of like also invested in you and interested in you and protecting you. So it's like, I don't know. Unless you're the thing. Unless you're the thing. Did somebody use you like some kind of trap, right? Almost like a honey trap that came through for somebody else. Did somebody put you up on a pedestal to draw something else out of the woodwork? Oh, look at Libra. Look at Libra. And then it's like, oh, there you are. Now I see you sneaking up on Libra. How curious. This is such an interesting reading. Okay, so you have the Knight of Pentacles. Temperance. Slow and steady. Let time do its thing. What goes up must come down. I am patient. I am steady. I am just keeping my head down, following my path, letting it play out. It's funny, I was talking about doctors and nurses and things like that. I was talking to a nurse, the nurse that was taking my blood yesterday, and I won't kind of say everything because she had a bit of a plan going with her solicitor where they were waiting something out. They were like, we'll wait until this happens and then we'll make our move. And I was like, wow. So yeah, Knight of Pentacles, Temperance. You're like, yeah, time is going to do its thing. I don't even have to do anything. Time is going to do it for me. Time and karma. Karma's my boyfriend and time is my girlfriend, right? my mum and dad. Karma and time. Ace of Cups. I don't know if somebody's telling you to be patient because this is the Temperance. Yeah, so much major arcana. It's crazy. Give it time. Give it time. You're patient. So you're just there. You're like, I'll just pour myself another drink while I wait. I've got nothing to worry about. Ace of Cups. Judgment. Look at all these angels as well. Yeah, you got. I tell you what, like Libra, whatever you've done karmically, your angels, your spirit guides, absolutely bloody love you. King of Swords. This could be medical. This could be doctors. The King of Swords can be like almost like a surgeon energy because the King of Swords, they've got a lot of information, they've got a lot of knowledge. This could be somebody who does lack empathy though. The King of Swords, they tend to be very in the brain, very analytical, very logical, very intelligent, very learned. They know a lot of information, but you know, so they're not in the heart space, right? They're not in their emotions. But again, this is you've got emotions in your headspace. It could be legalities as well. I tend to see the Queen of Swords more as like a legal advisor and the King of Swords more as like a medical thing, but could also be legal advice. Contracts, law, paperwork, something getting revived, some kind of second chance, some kind of fresh start, the end of something for something new to begin. You could be dealing with law or legalities, again, like solicitors or something like that, especially because you then have justice. Maybe you're thinking about getting a solicitor. Feels like God is my solicitor. You know, the angels are my solicitors. Yeah, I don't know. You're pretty good there. I wouldn't worry, again, if there's somebody around you who is not a particularly emotional or empathetic person, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Sometimes it can be a dangerous thing, you know, but in this case, it's coming through like, again, you can learn what's right and wrong, right? I was talking about the other day, I'm playing this computer game called Baldur's Gate, and it's a bit like Dungeons and Dragons, right? It's like role playing, and you go in this world, and you're an adventurer, and you fight the bad guys. But you can also be a bad guy in it, right? It's up to you how you play it. There's all these different options and different endings and things. And you know, I'm quite a nice person. I kind of like I want to make friends with everybody, like both sides. I'm making friends with everyone, and like you know, try and. I like persuasion, so I like to persuade people not to fight or persuade people to like not do the bad thing. Yeah, I like to naturally, without even, you know, it being a conscious thing, I tend to lean more towards playing a good route. Not like, you know, I'm not all rainbows coming out of my arse kind of good, but I am, you know, I can stand my ground, but I tend to make the good choices. And so then I was like, right, I'm going to play, because there's this, you can play like a dark playthrough, basically. You can play as like a bad, like actually really quite bad character. And I was like, right, I'm going to do the bad character. I'm going to do the bad playthrough and make all the bad choices just to see what happens, right? To play from both angles, because I'm a Libra. I want to see everything from every angle. And I was making the same choices. And I analysed this about myself, because I was like, why is this character that I've created to be like a dark bad character making the same choices? And I was like, well, because I've made him intelligent, you know, and I've made him strategic, like the King of Swords, right? Intelligent, strategic. And so strategically, I was still looking after my companions, right? Still looking after my team, and you know, making sure they were okay. And like strategically, I was still keeping certain people alive. And strategically, I was making very, very similar, not exactly the same choices, but similar choices, because it helped my survival, or it was the strategic thing to do. And so there was a difference between doing something because it felt right and doing something because it was strategically right. And I thought, how interesting that even though I'm trying to be bad, I'm still making good choices, because it's logical to do that, right? And so this is what I'm kind of saying, like you know, to do something like, for example, to be a surgeon, to be somebody who does something that feels quite unnatural, right? To cut someone open, to heal them, feels very unnatural. You've got to be somewhat calloused to be able to do that. You know, you learn, you know, whether that's turning a certain type of empathy off to be able to do that, but you're doing it for a good reason, right? You're doing it to save their life. So there's other situations as well where, you know, it makes sense to be more logic. So for example, I'm the sort of person, like, I tend to be quite good in an emergency, because the emotions shut off and the logic starts, right? So say for example, someone fell over and they were hurt and they were injured and they needed medical treatment. You know, there's the people who kind of like lose their mind and they start wailing and they start panicking because the emotions are taking over, right? But you can have the person who turns all that off and goes, right, what we need to do is this, this, and this, right? A, B, and C, and they go very logical. And so again, there's the thing about, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't know why that's coming through so strongly. Okay, why is the Sun card here? It's like someone's not choosing happiness. So someone outside of you is seeing, like, you're here with all this beautiful energy, like confident, happy, offering this, right, with the Ace of Cups. Come and join in my happiness. But then this person, I feel like somebody feels like they don't deserve it. I wonder if somebody thinks about themselves like they're a bad person. I'm a bad person because I don't feel things the way other people feel them. I'm a bad person because I'm cold and calculated. I don't deserve the happiness that Libra's offering me. Oh, secret. Oh, yes. Knight of Wands. But they really fucking want to. They really, really want to. Like, I want to run to you. Yeah, they're very, very fired up. You actually make them feel very impulsive. Now, this could be why this person, yeah, anxiety, Nine of Swords. Okay, you've got somebody around you who's really into you. You basically represent happiness to this person. I don't know if they feel like you're the trick. Very passionate, very fired up. They feel something. This is a feeling, right? But they feel like they're losing control here. With this Knight of Wands, you make them feel like they're losing control, and this is their comfort zone. They like to be the King of Swords. They like to be logical. They like to be strategic. They like to be methodical. This is like, do it because it feels good. This is like impulsive. The Knight of Swords doesn't necessarily think things through. And that's why they're not moving towards you. That's why they're saying no, because you make them feel like they lose control. And again, that doesn't, it could be romantic. The Knight of Wands definitely wants to, you know, the Knight of Wands is very, very passionate and fiery, and they want to jump into bed, right? But not necessarily. It can talk about creative and fun. So it could be a friend, you know, it could be a family member who, you know, you have a lot of fun with, not romantically, right? But so I'm not gonna define what that relationship is, or why, you know, why this person feels that way towards you. But it could also be a sense of like, they could lose their temper. You know, you can make this person lose their temper, because the Knight of Wands, especially if it was in the reverse, would have a kind of explosive temper. Maybe this person is scared of their own feelings. They're scared of their own reactions. It's funny because he's actually drawing a sword. Maybe they're scared of what they'd say. You know, maybe this person's normally very careful with communication. They think the King of Swords is, again, like, it's all about strategy. So they might think carefully before they speak. They might choose you know, they might not say very much, but what they do say is factual, it's informed, and it's, you know, a clear message. So this is someone who would practice what they're going to say, you know, maybe even practicing in front of the mirror, or, you know, they would write it out a few times and edit it, and then they'd tell you what they want, you know, then they'd send the message. This feels like they would send a message without thinking about it. They would, you know, you'd do something and they'd just respond and then think, shit, I wish I'd said this, or I wish I'd thought about what I was going to say better. And they might even say, they might even come across as a little bit aggressive. And maybe they're worried about that. Because like I say, it's like they're holding back. They're holding this back. Or they're not coming near you because you get them into this, like, this is their comfort zone and this doesn't feel comfortable. The Justice card. Oh. Wheel of Fortune. Three of Swords. There's the Wheel of Fortune again. Sneaky. King of Pentacles. Two of Swords. It's almost like a restraining order. Like, this person's really not happy by, or you block them and they're heartbroken. Wheel of Fortune, again, that sense of things changing. Again, the Seven of Swords, it's shifty, but it can just be strategy, right? It can just be, I'm going to play my cards close to my chest. King of Pentacles. This person has a lot of wealth. They could be a father figure. They could be a boss. They could be a husband. And then blocked and heartbroken. They could block you. They could block you and be heartbroken about it. But you're sat there. I mean, that's their emotions. It's not their action space. So it's just what they feel like doing, right? It's like, if I block them, I'm going to be heartbroken. Or I'm heartbroken because the Two of Swords can be like, I just don't know what to do. I don't know how to proceed. I don't know. I feel like mentally conflicted. And this is making me feel heartbroken. So like, they're figuring out. There's definitely some money here. Like money or finances or something. But you're sat there like, I need to get a lawyer. Or justice will be served. I don't know. You've got the Two of Wands. You're thinking about, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Why? What's going on externally? The World card. Oh my God. It's like the world is sat, like, the major arcana in this reading is crazy. And it's all the same ones as well. It's all like the big ones, and the Tower underneath that, the World and the Tower. I don't know if there's something like about the internet. like social media, or if it's like travel, or if it's like, do I close out this cycle? There's definitely, with wisdom, you've learned everything you can there with whatever that is in that previous situation. And I feel like there's some really, really good stuff on the horizon for you, Libra, but you've got to close out those old cycles. Like, that is so clear in this reading. You've got all the big ones, all the ones that tell me that a cycle's ending, something's changing, the world, the wheel of fortune, fool, judgment twice. You've got the sun and the star, temperance, judgment. Yeah, I just, yeah. You know, it's like, you know, with this being in your thoughts, it's like, you know, the world's changing. You know, this situation's changing. You know, the environment's changing. You know, you have to do something different. Sort of makes me think a little bit, you know, like when a platform ends. So say, for example, something like YouTube, if somebody has, or a game, say, for example, you know, you get people who play certain games on YouTube, and it's like, you know, I've created this entire channel around Minecraft, for example, but oh, nobody's interested in Minecraft anymore. Or, you know, now everybody's playing Fortnite. It's like, do I become a Fortnite channel because nobody's interested in Minecraft anymore? I've done everything, right? I've played the game so many times that there's nothing left to do. So what do I do? You know, it's kind of like, I need to innovate. I need to change. I need to do something different because I've done everything I can do with this game. Three of Pentacles. Collaboration, but continuing to be on your own. King of Wands. Well, at least they're maturing. At least they've gone from the Knight of Wands to the King of Wands. They've got more self-control. They're less impulsive. They are definitely more reserved. Curious to see what this card is. Yeah, there's a maturity there. This is a lack of self-control. This is very impulsive. The King of Wands is somebody who's been the Knight of Wands, but they've got control over that impulse, right? They've mastered that impulse. Very, very creative, inspiring leader, very charismatic. Come and work with me. Come and work with me. That's what that is with the Three of Pentacles. I told you, it's the same message right from the start. I said it's like they've seen you and you're doing it on your own, and now they're like, come and work with me. But should you go and work with them? That's the question. Because they seem a little bit... They seem a little bit sneaky. I'm not seeing the Eight of Swords, which would be a trap. It doesn't seem like a trap. But it does seem like somebody's had their eye on you, especially because on the underline here with the Page of Swords, somebody's had their eye on you for a long time. They've been watching what you've been doing. You're good on your own. You don't need anyone else. You're doing perfectly well on your own. It's like almost like they know that, and that intimidates them. I think this person's used to... it's like when they approach people normally, it's that person needs them, right? That person needs their help. That person's thankful. That person's... And again, it's like what I was saying about the music video with the like the backup dancers, you know, who are trying to get the break. It's like that. I don't know the backing dancers for that No Diggity song, but it's like there's a lot of them, right? They're all dressed the same. They've got similar hair, similar makeup, but then the rapper comes on, and she's the equivalent, right? She's a headliner like the others are, you know? So that's the thing. It's like you don't need them. And this person's used to being needed. And maybe that's part of... Maybe that knocks their confidence a little bit. Because it's like, well, if they don't need what I can offer them, why would they join me? Why would they collaborate with me if they don't need to? I think this person's got confidence issues, especially like because we start off with that Strength card. You might collaborate with this person because you like them, because they're fun, because you admire that they are strategic. Being another air sign, it's like you admire people who are logical thinkers. I wonder, especially because this person's showing as the Knight of Pentacles, so they have money, right? They have resources. They have strategy, they have money, they have resources. All I'm going to say, Libra, is that they better come to you with a good offer. That's what you're feeling. You're like, this better be fair, right? This is like 50-50, man. Equal partnership. You had to think about chaining the devil. It's like, oh, the devil's got you chained. Oh, funny that. A chain can pull in two directions. It's like, oh, you're contracted to the devil. Make sure the devil upholds their end of the bargain. Who got that reading? Right, what are your guides doing? You've got so many angels. You like, honestly, like... White Tara. Someone else had White Tara. Was it Virgo? You've got Jul Ungul. Transition, life stages, coming of age. Libra. You've got, I love, she looks like Selma Hayek, she's beautiful. Ishtar, feminine power, sexuality, heaven on earth. Like, that is you. That's you all over. I get, you know, whatever your gender is, like, you're ruled by Aphrodite, so, like, heaven on earth. Oh, you had all the angel songs. Wait, hang on. I didn't even tell you all your songs. Oh my goodness. You're dead. I don't know. It's like, maybe the old you's dead, right? It's like dying and coming back stronger. I don't know, like metaphorically. Sorry, I'm just looking for the songs. You had all these songs about angels. Well, in that Lucifer's girlfriend, she says, I'm an angel, I'm an angel, I'm an angel, I'm an angel gone wrong. I've also got Reigns of Castamere by Kiki Rockwell. So who are you, the proud lord said, that I must bow so low? Only a cat of different claw, that's all the truth I know. And a coat of gold or a coat of red, a lion still has claws. Mine are long and sharp, my lord, as long and sharp as yours. I don't know. Libra. I don't know. I've been getting angel references. Yeah, I don't know if you're a bit of a fallen angel. I don't know what's going on with you there. Oh, the Black Madonna. The Black Madonna, Cosmic Mother, the beginning, the void. So you've got transitions, beginnings. Oh, you've got your card, Maat. I love the concept of Maat in Egyptian mythology. So my favorite pharaoh, Matkara, Hatshepsut. You know, she was, I don't know, it's just so Libra to me. It's so justice card, justice, balance, and truth. The idea of Maat is that the land, right, the community, the land, the place can either have Maat or not have Maat. And if it has Maat, I'm sorry, I'm saying Maat, it's like Ma'at. It's there's tranquility. It's like everything is running smoothly, the community is running smoothly, everybody has a place, everybody knows what they're doing, there's fairness, there's balance, there's law, there's justice, like things are right in the realm. If a realm is lacking Maat, you know, there's chaos, there's destruction, there's war, there's conflict. So it's a really interesting and important and very Libran concept, very similar, you know, as like the justice card Libra. Yeah, justice, balance, and truth. Really, really like it. Saint Teresa, simplicity, devotion, and empathy. And Green Tara, protection, enlightenment, and liberation. You're doing something right, Libra. Whatever, I am getting full body goosebumps right now. Like I said, you have so, like I was saying here, you've got so many angels around you, like spirit, the universe. You are working like symbiotically with the universe right now. It's like your wants, your goals, your needs are in line with the universe's wants and needs. You have good karma. Angels absolutely have your back. And I was saying, it's like you're a powerhouse, right? Like it would be a big mistake to mess with you because they're not going to allow it, right? Maybe they remind you of friends as well. Like maybe this is like your friends who have got your back. I really liked your reading. Let's get you a song to close out the reading. I'm happy to be a Libra right now. Like I will take the good karma. Thank you. What do Libra's spirit guides, her girl boss spirit guides, want to say to them? She, he, they. I don't know how you present. You're as cold as ice. A willing sacrifice? No, you're willing to sacrifice our love. Never take advice. Sometimes you'll pay the price. What? I think you've got someone big mad. I think you've just been doing things right. I think you've been telling the truth. I think you are like, the universe has got my back, and so I'm not scared to speak my truth, right? It's like, I won't be silenced. I'm saying it like it is. Because, you know, you can't handle the truth, right? You can't when a truth is spoken, there is validity to it. There is especially if you've got a truth with the evidence. Like, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go from there? The thing with liars, and this is why I love Judge Judy and reference Judge Judy for Libra readings a lot. Judge Judy, whatever you think of her, she has this brilliant way of circling someone like a vulture, where, you know, if someone's lying and she thinks this person's lying, she's so good at catching them out in the lie, because she'll ask them questions from different directions and eventually they'll contradict themselves, and she'll be like, well, you said that there and you said that there, so which one is it? And this person, they've got nowhere to go because they've caught themselves out in a lie. And I wonder if that's what that is. Like, someone's like caught themselves in their own trap, someone's caught themselves out in their own lie. It's like, well, you're telling me 2 and 2 equals 5, and that is not the case. So, you know, break it down, explain it to me. It's like when, you know, when a company's got like money loss or something, and they're trying to figure out where it comes from, and they get the administration in, and the administration are like almost like a legal team or a forensic team. Like, they go through the records, they go through the money, and they, you know, they figure out where exactly the money's gone. And it's like, explain this to me. And it's like that, right? It's like, you can't argue with the facts, you can't argue with the evidence, you can't argue with the truth, because the truth speaks for itself. So it's like, you as a truth speaker, Libra, you've got somebody big mad, and really the person that you should be mad at is themselves, because they're the one that was doing the deception or doing the underhanded stuff in the first place. So who do they really have to blame? Especially when the universe is right there saying, we've got the receipts. I don't know, Libra. I don't know what you can do except for keep being you, because I don't know, just be careful, you know. But I want to say this kind of watch your back energy is kind of in the past. It's something that you were dealing with, where it seems like the law is with justice up here. Feels like legally, like truth and justice and the law is on your side, because you've spoken the truth, right? Nothing to hide. The other energy, all this moon trickster energy, somebody around you is hiding something. So they're the ones that should be worried, because like, people catch themselves in a lie. You know, it's harder to lie than it is to tell the truth. I say this to my kids as well, you know, like, my eldest is a truth speaker. They're a Sagittarius, and then she's just like, they can't help it. They blurt, like me, like, I just blurt things out. And then my son is a Pisces, and the thing about Pisces is sometimes they say what they want to be true, and it's, you know, in their little fantasy world, it's true to them because they want to have done the right thing. It's like they don't even realize necessarily that they're lying. So my son will be like, I'll be like, have you brushed your teeth? And he'll be like, yeah. And I'll be like, what if I go and check your toothbrush? Is it going to be wet? And he's like, I'll go and brush my teeth. It's like, the evidence speaks for itself. How have you brushed your teeth if your toothbrush is dry? So yeah, I don't know. I feel like somebody's getting themselves caught out in their own lie. I'm going to go. Take care of yourselves. And you don't have to watch your back. The universe, you've got your spirit team. Your back's covered, Libra. You go out and do your own thing. Fill up your own cup. Libra, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. Keep doing that. Take care of yourselves. I will see you again soon. Bye, friends.